Hi, it's KevyDog4, and I'm going to give you a Game 2 recap. I know it's a couple days late and almost all the Game 3s are over, but I'm just going to give you a Game 2 recap and upload my Game 3 one tonight. So, first I'll give you the overall highs for players in Game 2. Klay Thompson had 34 points for Golden State. DeAndre Jordan had 18 rebounds for the Clippers. James Harden had 11 assists for Houston. Jae Crowder had 4 steals for Boston. Al Horford had 5 blocks for Atlanta. And J.R. Smith had 7 threes for Cleveland. So I'll give you a recap of Monday's games first, and then I'll move to Tuesday's and Wednesday's games for the playoffs. So the first game, I'm going to go in order of the occurrence again. The Raptors played the Pacers in the first game, and the Raptors won 98-87, and the series is now tied 1-1. Toronto had 44 rebounds to Indiana's 33. Points in the paint, Toronto had 46 to Indiana's 30. And point-wise, the leading scorer was Paul George for Indiana with 28 points. Jonas Valanciunas had 23 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks for Toronto. Kyle Lowry had 9 assists. And Game 3 was on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern in Indiana. And I'll give you that recap in my next video, which I should be putting up either tonight after the game's finish or tomorrow morning. The next game, Mavericks won 85-84 over the Thunder. The series is now tied 1-1, and the ending was crazy. Steven Adams from Oklahoma City made what was thought to be the buzzer-beating game winner, and it was a layup, but it was overturned under review, so Dallas won the game. The free throw percentage, Oklahoma City had 83.3% to Dallas's 52.6%. Oklahoma City had 54 rebounds to Dallas's 45. And Raymond Felton had a big game, 21 points and 11 rebounds for Dallas. Kevin Durant had 21 points. Russell Westbrook had 14 rebounds and 6 assists. And how do you say his name? Salah Mejri. 3 blocks for Dallas. And the Game 3 was Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern in Dallas. And I'll give you that recap once again. Let's see. The Warriors played the last game of Monday night, and they won 115-106, giving them a 2-0 advantage. So that was the first 2-0 lead in Game 2s. Golden State played without Steph Curry with the ankle injury that he had in the first half of Game 1. Houston had 19 turnovers to Golden State's 12. Golden State had 56 paint points to Houston's 44. Klay Thompson had 34 points. Draymond Green had 14 rebounds and 8 assists. Trevor Ariza had 2 steals. And Andrew Bogut had 3 blocks. Game 3 was also on Thursday, 9:30 Eastern in Houston. And so that caps off what happened on Monday night. Tuesday's games, the Hawks took the 2-0 lead over the Celtics, 89-72. And Boston did not lead the entire game. 3-point field goal percentage, Atlanta had 37.9%. Boston had only 17.9%. Al Horford from Atlanta had 17 points and 5 blocks, and Kyle Korver also had 17 points. Kent Bazemore had 9 rebounds, and Jeff Teague had 6 assists. And Game 3 was yesterday at 8 o'clock Eastern in Boston. And there were only 2 games on Tuesday night, and the other one was the Spurs versus the Grizzlies. This was a crazy blowout win. 94-68 Grizzlies. Oh, not Grizzlies, Spurs. 94-68. San Antonio leads series 2-0. Don't listen to me. I'm reading off this paper, and I'm reading it wrong. So, field goal percentage, San Antonio 47%, Memphis 32.6%. 3-point field goal percentage, San Antonio 52.9%, Memphis 13.3%. And free throw percentage, San Antonio 82.1% and Memphis 55.6%. So their numbers were all around better for San Antonio. And Patty Mills scored 16 points for San Antonio. Zach Randolph had 12 rebounds and 3 assists for Memphis. Tim Duncan had 9 rebounds. LaMarcus Aldridge, sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. LaMarcus Aldridge had 4 blocks for San Antonio. And yesterday was Game 3 at 9:30 Eastern in Memphis. So, Wednesday's games. There were 3 games on Wednesday, 2 Eastern Conference, 1 Western Conference game. First game was the Heat versus the Hornets. The Heat won 115-103 and took the 2-0 series lead. Nick Batum left with an ankle injury for Charlotte in that game. And this was the killer stat right here. Charlotte could have won this game had they made half of their three-pointers. Their three-point field goal percentage for Miami was 56.2%, and Charlotte had 6.2%. They went 1 for 16 on three-pointers. Had they made 9 out of 16, like what happened with Miami, they would have won that game. I mean, no doubt. That was the killer stat right there. Otherwise, the game was fairly even. Kemba Walker had 29 points and 1 block for Charlotte. Dwayne Wade had 28 points, 8 assists, and 2 steals for Miami. And Hassan Whiteside had 13 rebounds and 2 blocks for Miami. And Game 3 is today, 5:30 Eastern Time in Charlotte. So that game will be coming on in a couple hours. And then Cleveland Cavaliers versus Detroit Pistons. 107-90 was the win for Cleveland. And Cleveland now leads 2-0. And the team made 20 three-pointers combined. And that ties the franchise record. Franchise record? I believe it's the franchise record, but I will look it up and make sure that I am correct on that. 3-point field goal percentage for Cleveland was 52.6%, and Detroit had 23.5%. Paint points, Detroit had 48 and Cleveland only had 30. Sorry, I'm trying to look this up right now for the 3-point record. Here, let me continue reading this. Okay, so here are some game highs for some players. LeBron James had 27 points and 3 steals. Kevin Love had 10 rebounds. Matthew Dellavedova had 9 assists, and Channing Frye had 1 block, and these are all for Cleveland. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found it. It's not just a franchise record for the 23-pointers. It's tying an NBA record in the postseason. No. Tying an NBA record for the most such makes in a post. Yep, that's right. Okay, so let me rephrase what I said earlier. A team made 23 pointers, tying league record. I'm going to change it right now because I need to. Apologies. Okay, yesterday was Game 3, 7 o'clock Eastern in Detroit. And the last matchup was the Clippers and the Blazers. And it was another big win for LA. 102-81 over Portland. And they lead 2-0 now. Chris Paul had 25 points. DeAndre Jordan had 18 rebounds and 3 blocks. And Luke Baamute had 3 steals. And Game 3 is tonight, 10:30 Eastern in Portland. Okay, so that's... I'm trying to fix this. Okay, sorry. Rough patch. So, that was Game 2, and Game 3's most have occurred, but I'm not going to tell you what happened, so you can go watch my Game 3 video later to find out what happened. But thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to find out more stuff that's going on from the playoffs. I haven't had very much time, considering it's been during the weekdays that all these games have been going on, for me to put up videos and actually go in depth on what's happening with my stats or whatever. So I apologize for that. Hopefully stuff's going to start to wind down so I can concentrate more on making my videos for you guys. So be patient with me, and I'm sorry, I keep doing this. So thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my Game 3 recap.